Hi. I'll let's look at Kairos again. Um, so far, Kairos was like big focus on my daily streams, and there's lots of things that I can still do with it. It would be nice to just actually have it be used for something, no? So something I should definitely focus on. Other thing I wanted to do is refactor immediate UI. So that's gonna be something I do soon. I want like a sizing pass before the render pass, all based on arenas and link lists. Very much Ryan Fleury inspired. Uh, and another thing is I want to actually refactor game state. I want to make entities be small. Currently they're 2 kilobytes. I want them to be like 200 bytes probably max, but I know I can probably make them 500. But I also want to separate them per type. So each type currently is a tag union, but instead I would want a separate array for each kind of entity, and it could be limiting technically, right? It could mean that like you can't necessarily like treat everything the same. That is very OP anyways, and we actually don't ever like. It's not like you can target a projectile really, and even if you could, the handling for it would be way different than for an actual unit. So I don't actually think there's much value in having them as one type. It's not like we keep track of them in like a tree or something. We don't really need to tag it with a type. We can just have it be a type in the language, right? That's way more performant. And also probably definitely allows me to shrink the size of projectiles, finges, things like that. And units probably get split because FOB sprites would probably be their own array as well. Currently, they are like embedded into the unit. It's really fucking weird, I think. I mean, it's not really cheaper, even. I don't know. It was a goofy idea, but it allowed me to do less additional management. And that would be the game state style. It's something I need to do one day. Today I think I will just be refactoring Kairos a bit. What's up, Wasapi? I think I need to make this be more. Just need to look for banks and for issues, and just like something that I want to do. I probably would want to merge like parser and Lexer together, and probably all of them to just compiler extract. And then instead of AI native being a thing inside of the compiler, it will actually be exposed to wherever Kairos is. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I could make them earlier, but it's like I'm not consistent in terms of time. I'm for now I'm consistent that I'm doing them daily, but maybe I will schedule them somewhat earlier. I was thinking I probably could do them in the morning if I forced myself. And then like later probably not because I'm usually busy with like there's like family and other things, and I usually do them in the evening. But yeah, good that you're nice to see you passing by, and yeah, good night. Have a nice night's sleep. Okay, so mm. All right, you can just check my talents. Useful. Probably somewhere in Europe, right? I'm from Poland, and also in Poland. Okay. I've also started reading this book. It's about optimizing CPP. And it's actually a series of books. There's there's like CPP, assembly, and then microarchitecture. I really should read that. That might be very insightful. Like all of them I need to read, honestly. Just one at a time. Really, really good. I recently discovered that reading books is a superpower, so I'm trying to do that. Lots of useful stuff. But anyways, the thing that I'm mostly thinking of is the CPP book, and I'm currently at the chapter 5. So look ahead, scream the rest. Seems like a pretty good book. It's yeah, I definitely would want to read it and maybe use some of like things that maybe I didn't know that I missed, and use those to do the game state optimization, right? And probably other things. It's just like all of the optimization stuff is always so complicated, and you never know actually what happens. But actually, what fills me with hope is the microarchitecture book, because it really goes in depth in terms of like how everything actually works inside of the CPU. I have never read a programming book. Yeah, like before. My first one, I guess, is crafting interpreters. I think the first, like, the second chapter. Say, didn't. No, I did read it. I didn't. I don't think I read the like annotations or whatever. I don't think I read the Turing machines one. So this chapter I mostly screamed through. The other one, no. One other book that I would want to reach is Engineering Compilers, the third edition, probably. And it's fucking huge, and it's also it feels more like a fucking paper than a book, I guess, because it has, or I guess what I would say, it feels academic. Or maybe it's not even the one I was looking at. I think the Dragon compiler book was very academic, and this one I probably just need to read. Although I think it uses pseudocode for examples, so it's really fucking annoying. Like any popular language would be better. Ideally one with braces, but instead it has pseudocode somewhere, like here. Jesus Christ, I really hate pseudocode. It's one of the worst things that was ever invented. I guess second only to EML diagrams and things like that. It has like those graphs. I think this is a tree though, like the data structure. Anyways, this one I probably need to read, but I don't think I'll be doing that soon. And the reason is because I will probably put a pause on the Kairos work after it's like fully functional. And sure, I would want some optimizations, but I don't need to read that entire book before I do them. I already know that I can like pre-compute constants. I was already thinking how to like alias stuff. So like, for example, one example is like if you have a variable, right, equals something, and let's say we don't know what it actually is, right? And we have a loop that says from 0 to 10 or something, and it like have like some sum maybe or something. 0, and we'll say sum plus equals I times x times y, right? Then actually what would be more efficient is like storing a z variable here, which is like x times y, and doing z directly here. But ideally that could be automatically detected by the compiler, right? So like can just optimize stuff that was not maybe like, because it's sometimes very fucking like hard to read if you have to like do all the optimizations yourself, right? So that's one of them. And then other thing is like if you see like 3 times 9 or whatever, I would just pre-compute it to be 21, because there's no point in computing that potentially multiple times. Like in this case it would be 11 times. And there's no point in doing that if we already know that at the compile time. So those things I'll have to think about. Other things like probably inlining functions or eliminating that code, and also other things, error handling. That's something I would want to do. Currently, if you make a func supposed to have a return type and you say, I don't know, 3 plus 3, and you don't actually make this, or whatever, you print something, maybe xd, and you say x equals func, right? This will actually compile without any issues, and that's wrong, really wrong, because this func actually breaks the promise here. It doesn't return an int, it actually returns no like a no value, like a null essentially, right? Like a value of no type. That's a problem, big problem. So we should mandate a return, but I currently don't check for that. Other thing is you can have unreachable code. You can say, hi. Now let's say this is not intentional, right? And this wouldn't be detected. I don't know if C actually detects that. I think it does, but I also kind of remember doing the return trick to debug, so maybe it doesn't. Maybe I had to come. I don't know, but at least a warning would be useful, and probably an error. Things like that. The language is mostly done, I think. It just needs some more, like, few more things, sort of functionality. But most of the essential stuff, like this, can already be used, I think. All of this is not that necessary. Big things are like variables and asyncs, and I just need to add more functions. So like, make being like a unit ID. I don't know, Xerxes record, right? Say 15, right? And this would like request 15 of records. I was thinking that a request would actually be a queue. And maybe other thing is like we could say make high or make urgent maybe, and it would be like unit ID something. And we could also have make lazy or something, unit ID something, right? That operator just is like, so if you say I equals 5, that's just auto I equals 5 from C++, if you familiar with that. It's just not stupid. And then also what's nice about it is that if you want a type, you just say this. So you just type it inside of it. So basically the syntax is like name, type, value, but actually you need a name and either type or value. So basically if there's no type specified and you say this, it will automatically infer that this is at the end. And if you say something like this will just make you an int and it will be 0 initted. That's my default. I really love 0 initialization. I think it's really good. And if we would ever have like strike default vars, it would probably default to that. Yeah, it would say like my unit maybe, rather unit and my unit. This would probably be default to 0, but if my unit is a struct of like HP equals 10, right, then maybe this would actually default to 10, right? Because so basically this is like most of this syntax outside of like the async stuff and for loops is actually, those for loops are not implemented yet. But most of this is actually just the JI language. It's heavily inspired by that. And the reason it is because I think it has the most, it's like some of the design decisions in that language are just really well thought out, and I just find it pleasant. So I want to use what's pleasant. I'm not gonna bother inventing something that is just novel. Declarations, right? Oh, it gives me a video. Yeah, I watched all of this before one. Yeah, it's essentially just JI, syntax-wise. It's not as performant. Also, doesn't have as much features. It's just different, but syntax is very similar. And yeah. Okay, let me see something. Because I think I had a bug. These type scopes now you have a hash map and in resolver right hash so okay, I have free type scope. Okay, so I do free the hash map, that's good. Arena marker. Is this used? It is. Yeah, actually in the return statement instead I would say autocast expression. Right. And in the case actually that too probably. Or no, probably not. Question mark. Because if you say 10s, 100 or 105s, this will actually be translated to 36. So by default, those are integers. So I think if you have to mandate a cast to an int, it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. Didn't really like how this is factored here, but whatever. Let me think what productive thing can I do? I have no idea how to do this yet. It's not the most important thing. It's also not important. I feel like late binding I'll have to like rework probably. It doesn't really feel that great in terms of like what the actual code is. Like I maintain a duplication of the code. This is in general, but the structure of the code doesn't seem to protect me from errors, which is fun. Because I couldn't get the switch warning to actually pop for me, and it would be really useful. I would just want to know when opcodes are missing, and I also just wouldn't want to have to maintain an exact copy of something. It's also bad. Hmm. Skyros is so that's something I found, and I was looking for something related to time and robustness, and like I wanted to have something that is catchy and describes the language to some extent. And I found this pretty good. I didn't use Chronos because that's Chronos group and also generic. I wanted Ion, but that's used. Ion. Also, I feel like Cairo is just better. Other one was Evum. I like this one, but it's a bit of a mouthful and also doesn't have a nice extension. Kairos is pretty neat, I think. .kai, and it just describes the right critical or opportunate moment, which is fitting for an async lang and also fitting for like the language was made at the right moment or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I just find it pretty cool. And I like how it sounds. It's just like it's probably subjective to some extent, right? And I just also found it fitting. So okay. Yeah. Maybe it was the runtime errors. That would be neat. So what I would do is like track. Okay, so what I think I'll do is this kind of sucks. How do I tag the code? Okay, I think what I will do. I can't do that as inefficient. I was thinking that like each time I add a bind, I add like an address of a string or something. That sucks. I probably want a second arena for tracking like the line of code and the file name, right? I can literally make it for each bind. It's ridiculous. I also don't want to insert any code to the bytecode. It's also ridiculous. I have jumps, so it's not like I can have like a sequential buffer. I basically need a map, like some kind of map that maps like a range of bytes to a line of code. So it probably sounds like a binary tree, right? Yeah, I think a binary tree would be nice. So let's do. So function can for sure just store the line. Oh, actually, segment string something I never used. Only remove that. Not useful. That was something I thought would be nice, but spoiler, it wasn't. Okay, I'll say like code location. A thing is actually a thing I really use in the code base. So say Kairos line maybe. I'll say U32 byte start byte end. We'll have file name and function name, I think, and then we also will have Kairos line left and Kairos line right, right? Right? Does that sound good? I think it does. And now what I would have is I would debug data is what I would find it. Alright, this is just Kairos debug node. This one again. And now what I would write for it kind of just be local to this, right? And it here, we'll say static void debug node on. Kairos program, right? I need an arena. Debug arena. So yeah, lookups will not be very common, I don't think, but we still need them to be fairly sensible. I don't think a hash map works, I think. Thing what works is this, right? Because insertion, like we insert it once for when we compile. We make it right the first time, and then if we have an error, which we probably just have once, then we look at, and binary tree seems the right choice. Right? Think so. Now what I need now is free arena, debug arena. And now when we make it's probably it's just Kairos debug now known, right? No. Yeah, see you later. Kairos debug now known. Probably that's what we are looking for. And now if no root. Yeah, thanks. To you as well. Sleep well. Then it actually has to be a pointer to a pointer, right? Huh. And now if this is it, we would say root equals to node, return. And otherwise we would check. So let's make this root pointer, right? And let's make a root node be the reference of the root pointer. We don't use the root pointer here, but we would use this here instead. Now say if root. So now we'll say if node So if node by end is smaller than root by start, you would say debug node on root pointer, and we'll say none. But actually, what we do is instead of root left and address of done is what we need, right? Else, if the node, if the root by start is smaller than node. Actually, no, this is the end, right? And this is the byte start, right? And that's when we would use write instead. Now here, actually, I want string file name string function u32 byte start u32 byte end, right? You actually do need the program. Now we'll say push struct program debug arena, right? This, and the struct would be debug none. Harris debug none, right? And so just be Kairos debug node equals this node. Actually, yeah, node file name equals file name. Kind of bothers me that this is one word and this is two words, but on the other hand, I find it more consistent, so that might be something a lot fun. But there's consistency between the two, and then there's I don't really like this. I think it's a problem. The reasoning is weird. Can't even explain it, but it feels right in my mind, so I will stick with. And if I find to not like it later, is when I can adjust it. File name function byte start byte end. So this is when we reach an empty leaf now. That's when we actually replace it. Yeah, here I just have to set everything. I pass here file name function byte start byte end, right? Same here, just using right. And now otherwise, we kinda want to say if string equal, or if string not equals. File name and root. File name or string equals root. Function name function. And then we'll just say compiler error. Something went wrong when extending a debug node. And actually, I'd prefer a warning when I don't have warnings. Whatever. I'll make it an error. Oh, compiler is what I need actually. Compiler. Okay. It's fine. And otherwise, if root so if bytes start is smaller, which is extended. And if byte end is greater, maybe I say this instead. I like the styling of this because this is consistent, but I don't like that this is here because we are comparing if this is greater than this. It's like visually maybe makes sense, but actually when you read it, it's like stupid because what we are really comparing is if this is smaller than this instead of this being greater than this. Yeah, and that has confused me before, so something I want to be careful with, but fine. Maybe it makes sense. And now I will say is debug arrows. Kairos program is what I'm looking for. Actually, I'm kind of looking for the root instead. Root. And what I'm looking for is a bind. What I'm looking for is something like this. Root. And otherwise we return the root. Oh, and here I need to return it as well. Return. Okay. And since we return, I'll use this style since I find it better. And the reason I have those in like different, a lot of things that I structure in colors are because of intuition. The reason this makes sense is because if you line them up, this kind of resembles how this is actually structured in memory, right? At least for those comparisons, if they equal to true, right? So yeah, that's why I do that. It's like I know that this would be on the left if this is true. Oh. I'll have to refactor this because this is a bit difficult to work with. Actually, I will rename this to file name because it does trigger me enough that I want to change it. And this, for consistency, I will actually change the function. Okay, now the problem is I use the segment pushes. Oh, not sure how to do this. And actually, since this is just a one, so I'll say root node. Root node equals push. Sorry, root pointer equals compiler program debug arena new node and the new node equals the node like this. Average pointer equals the new node. So now how do we actually do this? So my thinking probably is code. So I'll say byte start equals code dot code arena position, and this would be actually segment pose. Oh, which is a bit weird, but say that, we'll say done, and we'll say debug node on compiler program debug data, or instead of debug data, say debug nodes. And I will say make debug node, say nothing, byte start, byte end. Yeah, it seems like what I need actually is Lex token. Lex token, because one thing that I haven't yet noted is what kind of line are we on? Say it like that. And what I need here is the string file name and string function, probably. right? Yeah, I'll just say this, right? Component function, old function, and then here we'll just say component function. So we use the C stack to actually start us. A file name should just be. So this is something I can now move here, yeah, to the statement compilation as well. Line start. Okay. As my the function, yes, or root. Mine isn't. No, mine. I'm worried that this will actually be a problem because things can get inside of it, right? So the thing that should happen instead is this, right? So if they are equal, if they are equal, we just expand by them. But if they aren't, is debug node splitting is not yet implemented. Right. Already have an idea, and I actually already regret removing this, and I didn't even remove it. So XD, I like debug node compiler program. Dude, I sometimes just cannot type. It's actually found that. Here I will actually say this, and we'll make new nodes. Not really a big fan of chaining equals like this, but it's what makes the most sense here. I could duplicate this and have it like that. I think that actually causes even more confusion, so we'll just say this real left equals. This is not even correct. Um, this is complicated. Currently, that's just replacing, you know, that's not what we want. Uh, uh, actually, I probably should just make this one like that, I think. I'm trying to think of this, how to do this, because basically, if we have like something that's like from 0 to 10, and we want to insert like 3 to 4, 3 to 5 maybe, what we would want to do is do 3 to 5 and do 6 to 10, right? And it would link to them here. There's one kind of problem with this binary tree is that actually when we insert, we always insert sequentially. So we would always just insert into the right node. So actually it wouldn't even be a binary tree. It would just be like a very inefficient list. Space inefficient list. So if you think about it, you probably compile things in order, and the most you get is like this, where you have to split in. Don't know what to do with that. Oh, maybe what I do. So I was thinking that if we were doing sequentially, maybe I actually just have an array, and then I just have a binary search algorithm on that, where I go from the middle and then just do this log n search thing. But that doesn't even work because splitting is difficult in that kind of environment. I need like a self-balancing binary tree. I don't know how to do that exactly. I did one before. I think it was B-tree or something. But I actually don't remember. One thing that I know I can do. String file name. Something I need to add xd. String file name. Right. And my basic function would be root scope like this. rather maybe global scam like this. Maybe I said like that. Yeah, let me actually open Pint. I need to find a better thing, but what I'm thinking right now is that we basically kind of end up with this where we don't have many, like those are just empty. Because since they are always increasing, we would always just unwind. So we would need a like a self-balancing solution where maybe like this becomes the new root, right? And then we just get this, this, and this. So this is like 1, 2, 3, and then we would have 2, 1, 3. Hmm. 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 Don't know. Don't know what to do. B3. Self-balancing tree. Problem is, it also is more than a binary tree, really. Maybe I just implement this binary tree incorrectly. Right. Mm-hmm. This is really new, by the way. Really recommend that. And you can store a binary tree as like essentially as an array. But that doesn't really solve my problem here. Hmm. I don't know. What do I do? Oh, whatever, let's actually think of how to do this. This should be fine and so now if a len, we would say here say left equals left. Left equals analog debug node. And here it is actually, we'll just be domain. Or no, never mind. What I will do is I will make a debug node. Let's just name this debug node. Yeah, that's need to be -1. Yeah, that does the split, but it's very much. Very much stupid. Unmatching type. Very fucking interesting. Yeah, basically, if no time, then we just return. Yeah. Here, I'll do the same with this. Okay. Okay. And now what I will do is when we have a runtime error. Right? So first, let's actually have our let's copy our IP. So IP will be one. Maybe we'll say debug IP is when we get here. Okay. And now basically what we would do is when we do an exec error, is we say debug. So actually what I need to expose is by now. So I need this find thing, right? I move it. Wait, one. Thing component, right? So I'll move it here. Other thing I forgot to do is actually for when I do functions. I think I just get grabbing out here, right? As well. Yes, that's what I do. And what I would say is when I compile a statement, right? And I do my usual suspect. Actually, here would be nice to return the known. Here we would return the root. Here we return this, return this, return this. That's really cool because now I can make this more sensible. Here we do return true, or rather return root. And here is when we do the splitting, and I think we also say return true and return root, rather. And this is kind of dangerous because we do override the address. So if instead I'll return a copy, which is kind of costly, right? So maybe I will return the root. I'll just say result address is not stable. Please copy if you need it for later. Okay. Okay, one thing to do here is say we compile a statement of type function, right? Statement type function. Or function. So I would say is if the statement equals statement a function, declare function, right? So what I would do is I would access the function, right? Oh, where are we? We are here, right? It will say this is debug node, node, but then I will even say this address is not stable. And I'll say function debug node equals debug node like this, right? And I will make this constant. Debug node find exec. Oh, I need to runtime. Interesting. Runtime program. The bind would be the exec debug IP. And this is actually debug nodes. Okay. Now if debug node, we just say printf. Static void exec print stack trace. And this will do. Save this. Say this, and I'll say runtime exec like this. Same for this. And then what we'll say is line. Actually, fail, say like this. And then debug node. I think that's all I need. Now, I think I will do is I equals runtime dot sp, rather exec. Actually, no, it would be confirmed count -1 and I is greater or equal 0, I minus minus. Actually, I always thought that plus minus minus is always slower than minus minus I. It's not true. It depends. Sometimes it's faster. So saying like saying like 10 plus I minus minus. This is faster. Actually, this is also faster because then it reuses a register. That's pretty funny. Anyways, call frame equals exec all frames I address of frame and call frame. Oh. I'll keep a debug node here, debug node. We should probably remove that when we are not. We probably should have a release version of this so we don't do this, but debug node this is like additional cost and runtime, so we don't want that. Say if debug node. Say this. Okay. So the thing I definitely should do is when we add call frames, right? We should make exec debug IP. Sorry. No, when I make, it's just one time I make a call frame and it's here, call frame. Debug noun equals function, debug noun like this. Should mostly do it. I hate that. I'm not doing that. And instead we'll just have a back pointer. I hate back pointers. That's what you just get when you're not using globals. Or you have to fucking inflame your thing. So when we make an exec, when we want is we want it to point to the runtime. I think since this is always like this, I just say this. Makes it more sensible. Exec. Thing again, maybe? Okay. To forward declare it, which is dumb. Okay. Let's now trigger an error. Should I know how to do that? What if I say and I equals 0 by 0? I don't think that currently triggers an error, but it should. Oh. I. Yeah, okay. So now still not fucking sure how to make this not be stupid. Huh. Let's think about it. I mean, it's just this. When do I ever have a runtime error? I never do. It's interesting. Yeah, only here, but it was an accident anyways. Can't divide by 0. Huh. Here you technically can. I don't know what not allowing. Stupid. Yes, then it just returns you like none or something. Oh, yeah. If it's not set. Yeah, it's. I'll say straight up equals 0 like this. Now, with float technically you shouldn't do equals, but I think 0 is like this special case that you actually can. Oh. That's so stupid. So this actually needs to be init runtime, Kairos runtime like this. Stupid, but necessary. Not a big fan. Somehow it points to itself. X fucking D. I think what I need to do here actually is set this. Oh, and here obviously this would be Ryan. Right. The function should be constant, so what's up with that? Question mark. Also, I'm very curious about how big is this, because ideally it wouldn't be too big, but it's probably a bit big. It's like 6 millions. It's actually like 6 megabytes per program. That's definitely too much. Huh. I feel like native functions probably don't need to be that big, but who knows? Globals could probably be a segment or something. Like it should just be an offset to the data segment pre-compiled into the opcode, right? Move those to the data segment and make get global and send global take offset to the data segment instead of global ID, right? That makes sense. What native function even needs? That's so stupid. Dude, can we get rid of this question mark? Yeah, I guess I can say the same thing here. We'll see. Seem to be having an issue here, which is really weird. Oh. Of course. So let's take this instead. Oh no, instead I would just say S32. That's all I need. Okay, so you need to refactor this. And what this needs to be is actually the expression dot function call dot name. Probably need to copy this string, which is annoying. So we'll say arena or string compiler program debug arena. Pretty fucking annoying, but whatever. Still says global scope. Let's see if the line is correct now. It says 24, it's completely incorrect. It's like the line before main. Huh. Let's see what this is. Why would ByteStart ever be? Why would ByteStart ever be smaller than Byte? What? Okay, man, we have some issues. Okay. Should be like this. Actually. Cars are also wrong. Really didn't happen before. Hmm. Yeah, so the stack is not powerful enough for this, I guess. Unless we have a cycling issue. And yeah, we do. It's junk. I don't know how that's possible to happen, honestly. Uh, does this ever happen? Yeah, it already makes me confused. Not used to that. And it should be by then, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, seems correct. So it just expands the node, and always we have this splitting thing, right? Ah, this is very wrong. This has to do this instead. Compiler program node. Okay. That would explain a lot. And actually have to say root equals root pointer like this. So I'll just have to little stack. Probably means to write the cyclic. Fuck me, man. Root pointer. Maybe just root. Okay, root pointer, Rhine. Yeah, we get a cycling. We get cycling. I don't get really why. It's up a bit. Right. Say Rhine. It's alt Rhine, and then just use byte start equals node byte and plus one, right? Like this. That bullshit. This can't just be here. This can't be here. Lastly, this also can't just be here. Left line, okay. And if it's exactly the same, we don't really have a way of splitting it. So that's kind of waste. So we'll say if left len equals 0 and right len, I guess, smaller than 0. Smaller equals 0, right? Just return root like this. Although I don't know, maybe none. Maybe that's fine. Does that fix the problem? Or maybe I don't return somewhere and I do something stupid. No, I always do return. Oh, here it is wrong actually. It should say this. Seems to fucking work. I don't really know. So man is still not an actual function. I should change that. I'll say we are working on this, and I'll say make main actually a function. That probably just means I don't know, because we have init code, so how do we handle that? I know how are we handling that. It's really simple. We'll just say in compiler we queue stuff. I think that should do it. That way we actually have main as a function. And it actually means that if this main function can just be here, right? just say this. Probably say none as well. And probably have this here, right? Maybe even like that. Have it here. I think that does it, honestly. Seems like it worked, but our runtime reporting is still not correct. I don't know how to fix that. I think I'll make this one thing consistent now, and it will be, it's like exec error, right, in the runtime. Actually, always make it odd. I'll make the function call be first, like the function name, like this. I don't know what's wrong with that. I think instead of saying compile, instead of saying global scope, I'd probably just say something more like this instead of the pointy brackets or whatever. Still don't know why it's showing me stupid things. It's probably the way I split stuff. Could probably make this like that. Would probably just work way better, but it doesn't. Really don't know. So yeah, I need to see how many times it's actually. I feel like my math is just super wrong because sometimes it's like -4. Why is that? Wait, our node is from 18 to 21. This function print something. But then So your node is 18 to 21, and the road is from 0 to 18. So my n is from 0 to 17, right? Seems fairly correct. I think we do unnecessary splitting because bytes start. So yeah, this byte n average is -1. Honestly, and yeah, it's fine. Probably. Well, well, that's it. It's broken, but I need to go, so let's just push 1.5. This is progress from stream 14 May 2023. Just runtime errors, BAP, comma, main function call, comma. What else do we do? What are we doing in the resolver? Autocast pixel. Okay, so that's it. See you guys later. Bye.